Hello, my name is Bill Lytle, and I'm Director of Christian Formation at St. George's Episcopal Church in Clifton Park, New York. And welcome to our daily gospel reflection for the Friday in the fourth week of Lent. Our gospel reading today is taken from the Gospel according to Mark, beginning in the 9th chapter at the 2nd verse. 6 days later, Jesus took with him Peter, James, and John, and led them up a high mountain apart by themselves. And he was transfigured before them, and his clothes became dazzling white, such as no one on earth could bleach them. And there appeared to them Elijah with Moses, who were talking with Jesus. Then Peter said to Jesus, "Rabbi, it is good for us to be here. Let us make 3 dwellings, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." He did not know what to say, for they were terrified. Then a cloud overshadowed them, and from the cloud there came a voice, "This is my Son, the Beloved. Listen to him." Suddenly, when they looked around, they saw no one with them any more, but only Jesus. As they were coming down the mountain, he ordered them to tell no one about what they had seen, until after the Son of Man had risen from the dead. So they kept the matter to themselves, questioning what this rising from the dead could mean. Then they asked him, "Why do the scribes say that Elijah must come first?" He said to them, "Elijah is indeed coming first to restore all things. How then is it written about the Son of Man that he is to go through many sufferings and to be treated with contempt? But I tell you that Elijah has come, and they did to him whatever they pleased, as it is written about him." Here ends the lesson. Well, it may seem like forever ago now, but it was just about a month ago that we had the story of the Transfiguration, which I just read, as our gospel lesson on Sunday morning, as we always do on the last Sunday before Lent begins, before Ash Wednesday. And it's placed there to allow us to reflect, as we prepare for our Lenten journey each year, on those moments in which God's presence comes to us in a special way, in which Christ's presence comes to us in a special way, just as it did in the story of the Transfiguration. Jesus takes Peter, James, and John apart, alone by themselves, and reveals to them his glory. He shows himself as he truly is to them. And he does this to strengthen them for what lies ahead, because they go down the mountain and he sets his face toward Jerusalem. He knows that Holy Week is coming. And so in order to prepare them for that ordeal, he gives them this special helping of his presence. Now, a few weeks ago, we might have all reflected on that in the context of our normal Lenten experience, perhaps some fasting, some discipline, some extra work for the church or study. But it's turned out to be quite a Lent, something very different from most of our experience, I'm sure. And so I think it's good for us to come back to the Transfiguration at this point and reflect on that again. To think about in these days, as we go through this time of physical distancing and so much uncertainty about the world and about the future, to look for those times when Jesus is making himself especially present to us, even now, where he is coming to us in a special way to strengthen us and comfort us and give us what we need for the journey ahead. Today is a beautiful day in Clifton Park, New York. The sky is blue, the sun is shining, the earth is slowly warming up. And all that snow that fell earlier in the week is pretty much gone at this point. And so if you have a place where you can carefully go outside onto the back porch or even just to sit by a window and enjoy the fresh air and the sunlight, I would encourage you to do so. I would take that as one of those ways. The beauty of this day is one of those ways in which Christ comes to you. And of course, we're experiencing a lot of those things, even in these difficult times, experiences with our families, experiences that we're hearing about throughout the world of people growing closer and of doing things they might not normally have done. And each time those those bring us a feeling of strength and comfort. We can take that as a sort of transfiguring moment in which we are experiencing the presence of Christ even closer. And of course, things like this, our daily study of the gospel, coming together around God's word, making sure that we remain connected with one another as his church, and especially connected to Christ through prayer and through study. Each and every time we do that, we have an opportunity to see him transfigured before us, to have a special experience of his presence and his love and his mercy. And so during these days, these difficult days, seek out those times. Look for them. Open your heart to them. Welcome Christ into these moments as well, because he is eager to come to you. He is eager to love you. He is eager to strengthen you and encourage you now, each day, and always. God bless.